So China, which we know is all over the metaverse with the billions and billions that Beijing is putting into the metaverse, even just obscure cities that I'd never heard of. Some of the articles I've covered there previously, where they're investing 5 billion in the metaverse and this sort of stuff. Well, now they're going to extend on their social credit score system and tie that together with the metaverse to create permanent, unique IDs for everyone. So this has been hinted about, talked about, but here we are. It is happening. So China thinks it's real world.
So scary.
Well, it all goes to like cashless society, and like you would know, being Australian, like we're rapidly moving towards that as well. Like I think what did I get? Commonwealth Bank recently put a thing through where you can only invest so much in crypto at one time, and now, and all this, that, the other thing. You go into the bank and try and withdraw, $1,000. You almost have to order your money ahead before you go in there. If you go and
You
try and
do.
drop off
You have,
1,000, it's a hassle.
yeah. You have to order your money in advance. You have to give them like 3 days notice that
Yeah,
you need so much cash to go and do that.
yeah, it's bizarre. And it's one of those things. Like the tinfoil hatters will say, well, yeah, that means that anybody, like the government, can turn around and say, oh, you've been a naughty boy, you can't access your account. But it's already there. Like all of the net banking's, well, sorry, all of the banking is done online. If I get cash for anything, so I just give it to Maya to buy shopping with, because it's just a pain in the ass. I never go to the bank. So,
No, you just carry your phone with you everywhere now. You don't even need your license. You just take your phone.
yeah. So, I mean, yeah, people will point at that and say, oh, it's scary, scary. But I feel it's just an evolution of where things are going. Like it wasn't that long ago. I remember when I was buying things online, might have been, when did I go? Might have been late 90s or something like that, buying things online with credit card, and my mum freaking out like, oh, you're going to get ripped off, you're going to lose all your money. And now you just don't even think, now you just tap and go. So,
Yeah, I'm just more worried about where it's happening. That's
yeah.
in the headlines saying easily punishable. Well, I can see that.
Yeah.
Um,
For them to go straight for that as the kind of, you know, the headline.
yeah,
Maybe this is just old mate's take on it. Old mate Matthew Humphreys. So yeah, every person will be uniquely identifiable and therefore easy to punish for bad behavior. I think with the amount of Big Brother surveillance that's going on, obviously here in Australia, it's nowhere near what it's like over there with the amount of surveillance, but it is. I mean, it's pretty hard to go anywhere where you're not being monitored by cameras. I know even in my very quiet residential suburban street, if I was to walk up and down the street, either side of the street, I'd be tripping everybody's security cameras, including my own. So I don't know.
yeah, that's very true. And especially like how in the news, all our major shopping and that is now doing facial recognition.
Yep.
So when you go to the store, you're on facial recognition. Um, but that's happened here too. Like with our cameras, we you could track someone walking up and down the street very easily.
And they do it. There's those shows. I don't know what that show is, Hunted or something now, where they release a certain amount of people and they try and run away and hide from everybody. It's like a TV show. So yes, so China thinks its real-world social credit system, where every person has a unique ID that's easy to track and share with law enforcement, would work well for all online worlds and metaverses. It makes sense. A proposal of a digital identity system, for anyone using a virtual online world or metaverse has been drafted by state-owned telecom company China Mobile and reviewed by Politico. The proposal suggests creating a unique digital ID for every person that includes a range of identifiable signs, natural characteristics, social characteristics, and personal details. I mean, we're kind of already seeing the early formation of this in Upland with, you've got your 3D avatar, you've got your wearables. I don't think it's going to be that far down the road where you're going to have different stats and things. Whether
I have an
it's,
issue
yep.
with it though for virtual worlds and things. People
Mm-hmm.
go in there to become something that they're not. game to put out in real life.
That's a good
So they
point.
go in there to hide their identity so they can be who they actually are. And it's not a dangerous personality, it's just something they're afraid to do in real life. Now, if you do this too much, people are going to live their whole lives hiding from the world. They'll have nowhere to go and be themselves.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Like it's, these kind of, well, it's almost marketed like that in some aspects. Like if you're an introvert, well, you can get on this, be whatever you want to be whoever you want to be. But yeah, you're right. This would just completely negate all that.
People have used it for like therapy, like, they act out in ways that they can't do in real life because they feel it will, detriment their world if they do that. But it's not that they're bad people or they're doing anything bad. It's just that, they feel uncomfortable being who they really are in real life. And yes, it's becoming more acceptable to be who you are in real life, but that doesn't mean that applies to everybody.
No, it's a good point. Like it's that whole Friday night, kick your heels off, go and let loose in one of these kind of worlds, express yourself. As you said, how you wouldn't potentially want your co-workers or your boss or somebody to know what you're doing. It doesn't have to be nefarious or, stupid, sexy stuff or anything like that. It's just, it could be just about engaging in different social groups or whatnot. Who knows?
Yeah.
Add that to politics and it could get very, very, very messy quickly. So who knows?
Yeah.
So it goes on to say the ID would be stored permanently and shared with law enforcement to allow for swift action to be taken when bad behavior occurs within these virtual worlds. So play up too much and knock, 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 or bang, crash down your door. Interesting how they're going to police that. China Mobile includes an example in the proposal of how a user named Tom could be promptly identified and punished after he spreads rumors and makes chaos in the metaverse. Yeah, well, spread rumors. Who says, some person's rumor is another person's truth? So, as I said with China, that's where it gets a bit tricky.
Lots of things that started as rumors turned out to be proven.
Yes, lots and lots. Yep, absolutely. People that sounded like absolute crackpots not that long ago, well, now they're being proven absolutely right. Yeah, that's a good point as well. So. This Meditainment production is brought to you today by the Samurai Aquatics and Decor Metaventure. Scan that QR code or click that link in the description and dive yourself headfirst into the Samurai Aquatics Discord server to pleasure your peepers on our current and future range of outdoor decor.